Throughout history, there have been mysteries so strange that even the greatest minds have failed to solve them. From unexplained disappearances to cryptic messages, today we explore some of the most baffling unsolved cases of all time. One of the greatest mysteries in aviation history is the disappearance of Amelia Earhart. In 1937, Earhart set out to become the first woman to fly around the world. She was already a record-breaking aviator, known for her fearless spirit and groundbreaking achievements. On July 2nd, while flying over the Pacific Ocean, she and her navigator, Fred Noonan, lost radio contact near Howland Island. Despite one of the largest search efforts in history, no trace of her plane was ever found. Some believe she ran out of fuel and crashed into the ocean. Others suggest she was captured by the Japanese, and a few claim she secretly lived under a new identity. In 2018, researchers found possible aircraft debris on a remote island, but no conclusive evidence has ever been discovered. To this day, Amelia Earhart's fate remains an unsolved mystery. In 1912, an antique book dealer discovered a manuscript that would baffle the world for over a century. The Voynich Manuscript, written in an unknown language and filled with bizarre illustrations, has defied all attempts at decoding. The pages contain strange botanical drawings, celestial charts, and even what appear to be alchemical formulas. Experts, cryptographers, and even AI systems have tried to decipher the text, but no one has succeeded. Some theories suggest it's a lost medieval medical text, while others believe it's an elaborate hoax. Was it the work of a genius hiding secret knowledge, or simply an elaborate prank from the past? In 1959, 9 experienced hikers set off on a trek in the Ural Mountains of Russia. None of them would return alive. Their tent was discovered mysteriously slashed open from the inside, as if they had fled in terror into the freezing night. The bodies were scattered across the snow, found weeks later with horrifying injuries. Some had fractured skulls, others missing tongues, and strange traces of radiation were detected. There was no sign of struggle, no evidence of an avalanche, and no explanation for the bizarre injuries. Theories range from a secret Soviet military test gone wrong to an encounter with an unknown force. To this day, the Dyatlov Pass Incident remains one of Russia's most chilling unsolved cases. In the quiet town of Taos, New Mexico, a strange low-frequency hum has been disturbing residents for decades. The Taos hum is an unexplained persistent noise heard by a small percentage of the population. Some describe it as a low droning sound, while others say it's like a distant engine that never stops. Scientists have investigated possible causes, from underground seismic activity to electrical interference, but no definitive source has been found. Is it an unknown natural phenomenon, a government experiment, or simply a trick of the human mind? The answer remains elusive. In 1977, a radio telescope in Ohio picked up a signal from deep space, so unusual that the astronomer who discovered it wrote "Wow" next to it. The 72-second burst of energy came from the constellation Sagittarius and has never been detected again. Unlike known natural space signals, this one had a highly structured pattern, suggesting it could be artificial. Some believe it was an attempt at communication from extraterrestrial life. Others argue it was simply an unknown cosmic event. The "Wow" signal remains one of the greatest space mysteries ever recorded. In 1587, a group of English settlers mysteriously vanished from Roanoke Island, leaving behind only a single word carved into a tree: Croatoan. Over 100 men, women, and children had come to establish a new colony. But when a supply ship arrived 3 years later, there was no trace of them. There were no signs of battle or distress, only the word Croatoan, which was the name of a nearby island. Did they assimilate with local Native American tribes? Were they wiped out by disease, starvation, or something more sinister? Despite countless theories, no definitive explanation has ever been found. During the 1960s, a mysterious man known as D.B. Cooper hijacked a plane, demanded a $200,000 ransom, and then parachuted out, never to be seen again. To this day, no one knows who he really was or what happened to him after he jumped into the stormy night. Several clues have surfaced over the years, including some of the stolen money found buried along a riverbank. Despite numerous suspects and FBI investigations, the identity of D.B. Cooper remains unknown. On February 1st, 1959, a young girl named Cynthia Anderson vanished without a trace from her office in Toledo, Ohio. Her workspace was found undisturbed, with an unfinished novel on her desk that eerily described a young woman being abducted. There were no signs of forced entry, and no calls were made from her phone. The case remains open, with no suspects and no solid leads. In the summer of 1518, dozens of people in the town of Strasbourg suddenly began dancing uncontrollably. What started as a single woman dancing in the streets quickly spread to hundreds, some dancing for days until they collapsed. Many died from exhaustion or heart failure, but no one could explain what caused the dancing plague of 1518. Some historians believe it was a case of mass hysteria, while others suggest it was due to contaminated food containing hallucinogenic mold. No matter the cause, the phenomenon remains one of history's strangest unsolved events. These cases remain some of the greatest mysteries of our time, defying logic and scientific explanation. Do you think any of these mysteries will ever be solved? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more mind-blowing content.